There has been lots of debate within the Dragon Ball community on what would happen if Vegito returned in Dragon Ball Super to face off against Jiren in the Tournament of Power, and the responses from the community seem to have been divided, as many of the fans within the community have made the claim that Vegito would win, as many other fans feel like Jiren would destroy. And on today's video, we are going to be diving in depth in our Jiren vs Super Saiyan Blue Vegito video and seeing what you, the fans of the community, had to say in response to this battle. So grab onto your sensu beans and hold on to your seats, because we're about to enter a community war zone next. If you guys like the Dragon Ball content that I provide on this channel, then make sure you guys punch that subscribe button with notifications enabled to be the first to receive all the latest in Dragon Ball content and be a part of the Dragon Ball squad. And also don't forget to follow me on these social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, to stay connected with me at all times. Hashtag Dragon Ball Squad. Thank you so very much for your support. Now let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen of the Dragon Ball community, welcome to my Jiren vs Super Saiyan Blue Vegito community response video, where right now we're about to go on ahead and dive into the comment section of my Jiren vs Vegito video to see what exactly you guys had to say in regards to this battle, if you guys believe one party would be dominant over the other, and just essentially getting your thoughts and opinions on what would be the outcome if by some chance Vegito was introduced in Dragon Ball Super's Tournament of Power and battled against Jiren. So without wasting any more time, let us go on ahead and dive into the comment section to see what exactly you guys had to say, beginning with Corey, as he goes on to state Super Saiyan Blue Vegito stomps. I don't think Vegito stomps, considering that we don't really know too much from Vegito, but we also don't know too much about Jiren either. So it's kind of a stalemate, even though as of this current point in time, I'm still gonna have to give the victory to Jiren, only because we've seen more from him than how we did Vegito. That's just my opinion. If you guys feel differently, let me know down below. As we go on to the second comment and saying, Kefla proves Super Saiyan Blue Vegito easily, I said easily, spanks Jiren. Well, if you want to compare Kefla to Jiren, I would still say Jiren wins. Even though Kefla is and still was formidable to Goku, I would still have to say that Kefla is inferior to Jiren. So even, let's say for example, if Kefla did come across Jiren, I don't see how Kefla would pose any sort of threat against him, which is why I believe that Vegito ultimately would be above Kefla, and Kefla being below Vegito. So I don't think Kefla stands a chance, but for Vegito, it's entirely different, because Vegito's possessing higher qualities of power like Super Saiyan Blue, and possibly even further tapping into Kaioken since Goku's a part of his body. If Goku wins, we riot, Gogeta. I agree, Jiren is stronger than his own God of Destruction, maybe stronger than the other gods of destruction in my opinion. It's highly possible that Jiren could be above all of the Hakaishin, but we don't know that for a fact. So as we scroll on more down here, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito would just be below Jiren. That's only considering Super Saiyan Blue Vegito at bare minimum, not considering Kaioken or anything else above that. Assuming there is no time limit, Vegito bodies. This is Goku and Vegeta's powers added then multiplied by the very least 30. And then you have the natural Super Saiyan multipliers, and Vegito is 200 times more powerful than a Super Saiyan Blue, assuming you believe a Super Saiyan is a 50 times, and it's my belief Super Saiyan God is a 10 time. But then again, by using the word your belief, you're incorporating headcanon, because, you know, we don't really have a definitive multiplier for any of the God forms. But I understand what you're saying if there isn't a time limit. If there is no time limit, then I'm going to have to say definitively Vegito has a chance. But since there is a time limit, considering 5 minutes, considering 1 hour, I don't think Vegito stands a chance. But then again, it's 2018, so we might get to see Vegito return this year. Who's to say for sure? It's Dragon Ball and it's very unpredictable, but I would love to see Vegito come back and have at least one more hurrah. But in this case, if he were to come back, let's say hypothetically speaking in the tournament, and he were to battle against Jiren head on, it's safe to say that his only weakness would be the time limit, and then after that, he would be easy pickings for someone like Jiren. Super Saiyan 2 Kefla was putting up a match against Ultra Instinct Goku, so imagine Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. Correction, Kefla did not have any effect on Ultra Instinct Goku. The only time Kefla could have had a serious effect on Goku was when she unleashed those laser attacks that could have ultimately, depending on how you want to look at it, cut Goku in half. So I don't think that Super Saiyan 2 Kefla could even remotely stand up to Super Saiyan Blue Vegito. But then again, as I just said, bare minimum Vegito, it's safe to assume that he could rival Jiren while being suppressed, but we still don't know what Jiren is truly capable of at 100%, and that's where the real threat is, I believe, in Jiren's power. I think that if Vegito is a 10, Jiren's a 7. I mean, that's your opinion considering if you want to rank them, but I would have to place Jiren just above Vegito, but not by a huge margin. Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Vegito should be near Ultra Instinct Goku. Ultra Instinct Goku should be stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Vegito Kaioken times 20 unless Vegito also has Ultra Instinct. I don't think he can beat Jiren as Super Saiyan Blue. Well, considering that if Vegito did have Ultra Instinct, that's an easy victory. That's too easy for someone like Vegito, considering him having Ultra Instinct. But with Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, that's an entirely different story because we saw what Vegito was doing against Zamasu, and just when he had the upper hand, his fusion began to die out, as according to Gowasu, they burned out more energy than the Potara can sustain. As you go on to state, it's possible that Ultra Instinct Vegito can lose to even Jiren. I disagree with that. I do believe that if Ultra Instinct Vegito existed, Ultra Instinct Vegito wins. Hands down. You cannot compare UI Vegito to Jiren. That would be an overkill. Even if we disregarded the timer, however, Ultra Instinct Goku has more progression. Even as Omen, Ultra Instinct is a non-Saiyan technique, and Goku has only used Ultra Instinct in his base form. Possibly because Goku can't control both Ultra Instinct, even just as Super Saiyan 1 at the time. But then again, Goku is not controlling Ultra Instinct. Considering that maybe Vegito would, it's hard to really say because for someone like Vegito to tap into Ultra Instinct, he would have to be beat to the point of unconsciousness. That was how Goku achieved it, so assumingly so, it would be the only way for Vegito to achieve it if that was the case. I personally think Vegito would win. If two weak Saiyans like Kale and Caulifla fusion was stronger than a god, then wouldn't Vegito be way stronger than Kefla? Vegito stomps Jiren. Correction, there was no confirmation of Kefla being stronger than the gods. So again, that's headcanon. People say that Gogeta is weak. You realize that the way the power of that character is made is based on how strong the individuals that are fused are. Gogeta can go Super Saiyan Blue because both of the characters that are fused in Gogeta can do it. Yeah, but in this case, for this scenario, we're not referencing Gogeta, we're only referencing Jiren. Not discounting Gogeta in the fact that he can achieve Super Saiyan Blue because I think he can. Let's go ahead and scroll more down here. Very difficult to pick out. I think they rival each other at most, even at full power. If Vegito gains Ultra Instinct, then Jiren is screwed. I definitely agree with you. I don't think there's any competition there. Dylan also goes on to say Vegito would do a number on Jiren. If Vegito went Ultra Instinct, Jiren would be cake. Well, I mean, again, not counting Ultra Instinct because that would be an easy victory. Very easy victory, actually. No contest. I would say Vegito is stronger, but Jiren would push him and he would defuse from trying to get a step further. See, I agree, and I definitely feel like Vegito would have the upper hand to a certain extent, but again, I think the time factor is going to be his downfall because just when we saw Vegito grow against Merge Zamasu, he defused as quickly as he came because of the retcon timer, and it sucks because he was too strong for his own fusion. That's what it ultimately comes down to. As we scroll on down here, let's go ahead and see what people had to say. Super Saiyan Blue Vegito would face F Jiren the Gay. I really wouldn't say he would, but I think the opposite may happen in my opinion. Music is by HalusaTwins. Vegito Blue on Beerus level. Did you forget that Beerus got very nervous seeing Goku go Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken? Vegito Super Saiyan Blue is stronger than any god. That being said, Vegito could stand against Jiren as we would see him, but if Jiren goes full power, then I don't know. Well, it's never confirmed. Nowhere was it ever confirmed that Vegito is stronger than any other Hakaishin. The only person that referenced that was Shin in the manga when he actually made the statement in saying perhaps maybe Vegito was stronger than even Beerus. That's a big maybe, and that's coming from Shin, someone that doesn't even know how many mortals exist in his own universe in terms of mortal levels or just rankings in general, so you can't really take whatever Shin says to face value because Shin has been proven to be incorrect before. But I would have to say once more, if Jiren goes full power, considering everything we've seen from him thus far, then that's a problem. Vegito may not defeat Jiren, but they would have a good fight, and there's only one thing that can defeat Jiren. Follow these steps, bring Yamcha, face him to Jiren, Jiren releases his ki, Yamcha dies, Jiren's disqualified pretty much. I agree with you in the extent to where I don't think that Vegito could defeat him, only based on the timer, and I would include the non-timer factor, but then again, we're trying to keep this as realistic as possible. This is ridiculous. Vegito would win. It's two Super Saiyan Blues together. He's on par with the gods. You guys missed the whole point of fusion. Even putting Gogeta against him is the same thing. Jiren is one guy. Yes, he's strong, but he's no match for Vegito. Come on now, just look at how much fusion stomps up or just jumps up in power. You are correct. Fusion as a whole generates massive amount of power, but you're also forgetting that one of the downfalls for a fusion like Vegito is the timer. How is Vegito supposed to continue the fight against Jiren if the more he powers up and the more energy he exerts, the quicker it is for him to separate and become two separate beings again? That's the problem. So do you either A, have Vegito go into this fight suppressed and not power up to where he can actually do something in risk of him separating, or do you keep him at a very suppressed level? It's kind of, hard to really balance. Of course, again, if he didn't have a time factor, or at least if he did have a time factor and he lasted the full hour, the full 60 minutes, then I would have to lean a little bit more towards Vegito because it's an entire hour for him to improve. But as of right now, this current point in time, after what we saw against Merge Zamasu, I'm still going to have to give the victory to Jiren, only for now at least. I think Vegito Blue versus Jiren would be a well-rounded fight, even grand, but eventually losing. However, what if it's Ultra Instinct Vegito, as says Stefan? Stefan, again, Ultra Instinct Vegito would stomp. That wouldn't even be close to competition, not even remotely close. Vegito would shit stomp Jiren. Let's go on ahead. That one guy straight holding Jiren's balls, like saying Jiren couldn't use his full power when Goku went Ultra Instinct, and we all know the end result, Goku somehow is going to win. Well, actually, we don't know the end result. That's what makes this fight so unpredictable. That's what makes this tournament so unpredictable. And it's the fact that my co-host wasn't really quote-unquote grabbing Jiren's balls. It's more or less he favors Jiren's character more than Vegito based on what he saw in the show. And that's called difference in opinion. Now again, you can have a subjective opinion, you can have an objective opinion. It all depends on how you want to go about things. Some people are very ignorant on the idea that both characters possess unique qualities and traits, so they disregard one and favoring the other. That's favoritism. There are so many people in here that just simply favor Vegito as a character in objectifying and just disregarding Jiren and vice versa, but you have to consider both, and we considered both in this video, and I'm gonna have to go as far as to say Ultra Instinct Vegito would definitely win, no problem. I think the only closest thing to giving Vegito the advantage would be to give him Kaioken times 20, because that would put him on a completely different tier. As we continue to scroll on down, let's go on ahead and see here. Vegito would easily win. Vegito would just about win. I think you were right, Vegito would lose. I think he would lose badly. As we scroll here, listen guys, Jiren can't beat Vegito, and I'm positive. Goku is able to hold his own against Jiren, and to be honest, base Vegito is about 2,000 times Goku, and it was already stated that Vegito's base is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. I don't know where you said, or where it was stated, that Vegito's base is stronger than Super Saiyan Blue. But as he continues, he goes on to say, if you remember, Vegito is Goku x Vegeta, so I don't even need to explain that kind of power. Example, both Vegeta and Goku were weaker than Super Buu, and both Goku and Vegeta were weaker than Ultimate Gohan, and then Super Buu absorbed Gohan and added his powers. Well, I mean, we already have established that a very long time ago, but we're not disregarding the multiplication factor with Goku and Vegeta. We're just adding in the fact of, Jiren and his overwhelming power, not only to condense a spirit bomb using his eyes, and I'm going to always remind you guys that, listen, Jiren was able to push back a Universe 7 spirit bomb with his eyes, and then he was able to condense the blast in the form of a miniature black hole, and it erupted in Goku's face, nearly killing him. Vegito hasn't done anything like that. Can he? I'm pretty certain he may and possibly can if he were given the opportunity, but as of right now, Jiren is the only person that we know of that's capable of these feats, which puts him at a, you know, completely different tier than anybody else. Jiren would single punch Vegito, knocking Vegeta and Goku out of the fusion. I don't think it would be that easy. I don't think Jiren would single punch Vegito in separating them, but I do think he would give him, you know, a huge run for his money, in my opinion. Why is y'all being on Jiren's D? Y'all just went in on Vegito's side. Well, alright, so you're saying why are we favoring one character? Well, to my defense, I would have to say, based on the feats that I've seen from Jiren, I'm gonna have to favor Jiren. I love Vegito. Just because I'm not agreeing with your opinion doesn't mean that I'm, you know, riding another character's coattails. I'm just going based off of the evidence that we saw from Jiren versus Vegeta, Jiren versus Goku, Jiren versus Hit. It's unquestionable that Jiren is a monster, dude, and what we saw from Vegito in the show was insignificant compared to all the content we got from Jiren. Unless we got more from Vegito, then I can definitely give an opinion on that, but so far, based on what we know, and based on what we can only assume, Vegito would put up a great fight, but in the end, I think Jiren would win, but that's just my opinion. If you feel differently, then that's your opinion. It's just the way you look at it. Let's see here. Let's go ahead and scroll down. Jiren would win. I have a feeling Jiren hasn't gotten close to full power in this fight. It would be much closer than people think. Even when Goku was under UI, he still hit him, but it didn't take any damage, like barely any. Now, if Vegito can stack Ultra Instinct and Kaioken on blue, Jiren is toast. Absolutely, that's just overkill. You guys have to, you know, disregard that, because that kind of power would decimate Jiren. Not even remotely close. Definitely beyond 4D level. I think Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken times 20 Vegito would be a struggle for Jiren. Well, I mean, it depends on what variety, because if Vegito has the hour factor and he's able to execute Kaioken times 20 within the hour, then absolutely. But if he goes into Kaioken times 20 with the exception of him just fighting in about 5 minutes or even less, then that's terrible, because Vegito has an X amount of time to, you know, go hard before he separates. Ultra Instinct Vegito. Ultra Instinct Vegito it's too much, like I said before. The World of Void has no time. Agreed, but Vegito does. So, as we continue to scroll on here, honestly, let's see. We have Dr. Rota stomps both, only the Grand Priest. Goku would still win because he's the main character, the end. Well, you're kind of being ignorant on the fact that we're not counting Goku, we're counting Vegito. So, let's see. Let's go ahead and scroll more down here. The World of Void is an isolated place outside of the multiverse with really no time or space. So this doesn't mean that Vegito will have more time, but you're forgetting that Hit was able to time skip, creating pockets of time that was able to, you know, be used to his advantage, and even freezing Jiren in a time cage. So let's not disregard that. Emish, as quoted, you can't even animate him. Sorry, that's funny. Well, that's true, because Jiren at the time was very, very broken in terms of a character. In terms of what we got from content, at least. It hasn't been confirmed that he was the one who was stronger than the God of Destruction. We said maybe he is the one. I repeat, we said maybe. We said perhaps he is the one, but of course, perhaps always leads to a definitive confirmation, because who else could be the person that could rival a God of Destruction currently in the Tournament of Power? There are only 2 universes left. The other exempt universes aren't really competing. We don't see any fighters from them. So it would be ignorant or arrogant to say on behalf of them to say, okay, well, we have that mortal that exists, but he doesn't exist in the universe, you know, in the universes that are fighting. They only exist in the universes that are exempt. So it only makes sense for, you know, Jiren to be that mortal, because it was already confirmed that he was the one. And you know, based on his feats alone, we've proven that. So in the end, everybody, I wanted to get your thoughts and your opinions on Super Saiyan Blue Vegito versus Jiren. We're not going to count Ultra Instinct, because as I said before, Ultra Instinct, I believe at least, would be too much. And I think in the long run, Ultra Instinct Vegito would smash Jiren. But I would like to know from you guys, between Vegito Blue and Jiren at full power with both, who do you guys think would win? Would you guys agree or disagree? with some of the comments stated on this video. If you guys have any comments to add, go on ahead and jump into the comment section and just let me know your thoughts down below as to what you guys think. Thank you all so much for watching, guys. If you guys want to see any other Dragon Ball What If battle, be sure to go on ahead and let us know down below as to what you guys want to see. Very similar to Jiren versus Vegito. So if you guys want to see a different fight come about, let us know in the comments, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. If you guys are new to this channel and love Dragon Ball, don't forget to go on ahead and smash that subscribe button, guys. Turn on all notifications. If you guys are new, click that bell icon to be notified whenever a brand new video is posted onto this channel. And of course, you guys will be notified on your phones and on your desktops. Be sure to also go on ahead and subscribe to my second and third channel. I will leave links to those down below. They're called Unreal Network and Unreal Vlogs. Thank you all so very much for watching, guys. I really want to hear what you guys have to say down below because, as you guys may have already seen, there are so many different comments, so many different opinions on one specific character, or at least for these two when putting them up in a fight. And I would like to know ultimately as to what you guys have to say in regards to this battle. So let me know what you all think. Thank you all so much for watching. Once again, tune back in for more, and I will be seeing each and every single one of you guys down in the comment section below. Have a great day, everybody, and take care. Peace.